what I like is, so they had some great locations, but for storytelling, what I like to play with is contrast in lighting, and in terms of staging and story, is just counterpoint, so that we assume that this beautiful woman, Rachel Ward, when Vanity left, the producer and his wife were sitting in a waiting room, like this little lobby area. Now what do we do? And she pointed to this Vogue magazine on the coffee table and said, "We need that girl." And this was Rachel Ward, who was a model. And what, wasn't, Vanity was mixed race, so she had this kind of voodoo thing with the knife and the water and everything. So that was that point I realized I have a movie star face, but I want to inject things. This was the big whodunit. So if my philosophy, by the way, shooting all horror films, or most films, but certainly horror films, is that the first act should be open, in the sense that the audience can see where everything is, who everybody is, and whatever tensions are going to come. This is a relationship, the thing she had with the professor, and then and Leonard Mann, the good-looking cop. And then slowly, as the story progresses and the mystery begins, then you start making things darker and moodier and scarier and more extreme angles. So perhaps by the time on that street, this was all done in a place called Back Bay and Bunker Hill. These were famous Boston places that are kind of historical tourist traps, but they are very historical. And we were shooting in, I think, January or February, so it wasn't exactly filled with tourists, but we had a lot of opportunity to play with the shadows and with threat. The motorcycle and the knife itself was a knife called a kukri that the Gurkha soldiers would use. It was a curved blade designed to cut off people's heads. Very, very accommodating kind of knife. So to play all the glint on that was great, to build up to it. And then the reveal at the end when it's actually her and the reasons why. So to me, it is a progression into darkness deliberately. And the reason is, if you start a film in the dark, people can see in the dark. It's movie night. It's not real night. So there's no way to surprise someone. If you introduce in the first act all these scary places that are yet to come, and they're already lit in a scary way, then where do you go from there? So yeah, that was fun. And I think Ken was not afraid of silhouettes and underexposure. I think there's a scene in a shower or a bathtub or something early on that is very titillating, as they say, and he wasn't afraid of anything.